Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome back to the table. I am Shelly Brown, and I'm here with two of my very favorite co-hosts and creative collaborators, Carol Tetzlaff and Sara Cormany. This is fUNfiltered. See what we did there? Unfiltered with the F. fUNfiltered marketing talk for authors. Real talk, real strategies, and real results. Brought to you by the Book Marketing Pro Academy, where Christian authors get the step-by-step tools, coaching, and community that they need to confidently market their book and grow their impact. So listen, if you're already inside the Academy, you know the gold waiting for you every week already. If you're not, stay tuned, all right? Because we'll share how to check it out later on in the episode. So we really think you're going to enjoy today's topic. We've had fun putting it together and preparing for it. So we know you're going to enjoy it as well, especially if you've ever felt stuck on when to promote your book, because timing matters. And we're talking today about how to harness the power of seasonal and thematic campaigns to connect with your audience and boost your book sales without feeling spammy or salesy. So let's break it down, all right? Why do these kind of seasonal and themed campaigns work so well? And how can you start using them strategically without overcomplicating things? Because really, around here, we're about not being overwhelmed, right? So, Sara Cormany, why don't you kick us off and just give us a glimpse into why these seasonal and themed campaigns actually work?
Absolutely. So I think for authors, we're always trying to create and manufacture that sense of urgency to buy the book. And sometimes when we put forth effort that's not rooted in something, things can derail pretty easily. But when you tap into the rhythms that people already care about, you don't have to force urgency. It seems really, really natural. Like let's say you are doing a campaign in January. It may focus in on a fresh start. If you do one in December, if they're like me, they're buying presents that get there in 2 days. So yes, in December, we need presents, gifts, and there is the nostalgia of this season. So tapping into that as well. Let's say that you're running a campaign maybe in September. It's back to school. It's a time where we really crave purpose and intention. So if your message can meet your reader and your buyer in a space where they are already emotionally there, that's where the magic happens.
That's good, Sara. I like to say when you show up in the moment, it actually matters more because you're joining a conversation that your readers are already having in their head. And that's where the marketing gold lies.
Yeah, it really is. And here's what's so freeing. You don't have to create new content every time. You're just reframing your message. That devotional that you wrote about peace, yeah, it hits quite differently often during the week of Thanksgiving. Or that parenting story that you wrote some time back, it lands with fresh power during that back to school season, right? So you're not making your book fit the season. You're actually drawing out what's already there. Yeah, I'm going to say that again. You're not making your book fit the season. You're actually drawing out what's already there. So you're activating your message with just its fresh relevance for that particular season.
Mm-hmm. So how we find our thematic angle, how we really dig into a process that's going to get us a place where we're successful. And as Shelly said, really tap into a relevance that's already there. We have to start somewhere, right? And that sometimes can be the most difficult piece of that. But this point where we're trying to decide where the theme is, this is the brainstorm phase. And I always start with one question when I'm in the middle of a brainstorm session. What does my book speak into? If your book helps people with identity, it can tie to the new year, it can tie to Easter, or it can even tie to graduation. If your book centers around hope and healing, it's the perfect book for Lent, for anniversaries, for even awareness months like October is emotional. And I think no, it is Emotional Awareness Month. Mental Health Awareness Month is earlier in the year. If your book focuses on prayer or devotion, think Advent, back to school, or even the National Day of Prayer. I know Janet McHenry, that's her message is prayer. And so that's one that she always connects into any book that she's presenting as maybe her newest or one that she's avidly marketing. If your book's on parenting, Mother's Day, well, quite frankly, we can always use a book on parenting, or maybe that is just me. But there's just time after time, and that list, that PDF that Shelly put together really helps identify where you can key into these themes.
Yeah. And sometimes we need to go beyond the obvious. So when Sara's presenting, she's talking about taking a topic and finding the place it fits in the year. But what if we figure out what's happening in the year and place our content there? So like, for example, August is National Grief Awareness. So that's a great opportunity for your book to release if you're writing a book on grief, or to really start promoting that message. And then finding ways, grief isn't just about losing a person and a loved one. Grief is about all kinds of loss that we experience. So it could even be something that you speak of towards just the everyday happenings in our life. And most of our messages surround something very ordinary at times that could be placed in that situation. You could do something fun, like in September 19th, by the way, it's Talk Like a Pirate Day, right? Hi, matey. I was trying to think, I'm like, what does a pirate actually say? He's like, "Arr," right? You could wear a patch. You could do some live video with it. You could sing, yo ho, pirates life for me. And then like make this little like song about your book with like a pirate.
So fun.
You could totally do that. I wish I would have thought of like making the song. That just kind of came to me. And because then I would have actually come up with a song for like Nehemiah or something that I'm releasing. And try and figure, because it's going to be September. I will have to figure that out. Okay. So anyway, so Talk Like a Pirate Day, September 19th is coming up. I can't wait to see all of your pirates out there. Things like Random Acts of Kindness Week in February. So tie in a chapter that inspires others to take action. Maybe National Handwriting Day. So you could, on January 23rd, you could do something where you're giving journaling prompts that correlate with your book. Your book's message. Or National Siblings Day. So great for things like family themes or forgiveness themes. We often have to forgive our family. So just lots of different ideas that you can tie into. And I believe that that PDF that Shelly has for our members is going to give you just a ton of information on that.
Yeah, that I put it in our Book Marketing Pro Academy Facebook group this morning for our members, and it is a full list. It's pages long of these type of holidays, and it includes like federally recognized holidays. So it's all the holidays, but also awareness days that we hear about and are more familiar, and then those days that are like the Talk Like a Pirate Day. So just some fun days. So yeah, it's in the Facebook group. So make sure you check it out to get your creative juices flowing. So these are so great, Carol, these ideas. And there really are so many angles, creative angles that our authors aren't using. And you can even invent your own theme day. Like, and by the way, on that PDF, I have one page where it's actually ideas where you just create your own custom theme day. So for instance, Dear Younger Me Week, right? Tie that to your memoir or your transformation story. Invite others to share what they'd say to their younger self. Take the first step challenge. you can align that with so many different themes and topics in your book. But it helps people really start taking that next step, whether it's healing or whether it's financial freedom or grief, whatever that is. It just covers a myriad of topics. So you don't need permission, y'all. Just pick a theme, name it, and make it yours. Have fun with it.
I love it. I love it. Now that we've kind of identified what theme we're doing, now we get the opportunity to talk about how to build kind of almost like a mini marketing campaign around that theme itself. This is where your seasonal idea or thematic idea, it really kind of comes alive, much like Carol's, I'm telling you, I want to see this. Nehemiah and Speak Like a Pirate. It's Speak Like a Pirate. Is that correct?
Talk like a pirate. Yeah.
Talk like talk or speak or yell or sing. I just can't wait, but you can't wait either. So once you've picked that theme, you can start to get creative, whether that's Easter, Mental Health Awareness Month, Back to School Piece for Moms. You're going to want to start this campaign building by asking yourself these 3 questions. Number 1, what content will support this? Blog, a devotion, a story? And I'm going to, Shelly loves it when we go off book here, but I'm just going to give a brief aside because I've talked to people about this before. If you are writing one devotion, that is what we refer to as a devotion. If you're writing a whole series of devotions, then that's what would be called a devotional. So as you're kind of talking and advertising and creating that content, make sure you identify what terminology is correct, because that always makes us seem and appear to be more credible. So number 1, what is that content that you're going to create around that theme? Number 2, what kind of offer can I make? Can I give them a discount off my book? Can I give them a bonus as a result of the campaign? Can I put together like an exclusive bundle or even a giveaway? I know Del Bates, who is a member of our community, she has an amazing children's book called Lamba's Journey to Jesus. And one of the things that she sells alongside her book is this plushy little lamb that just looks so cuddly. So right now she's running a giveaway, and that giveaway, whoever wins it gets the plushie and the book as well. So those offers really kind of also build off that momentum that you start at the very beginning. So that's question number 2. What offer can I make? And question number 3 is, how am I going to share it? Is it going to be through email? Is it going to be through social media? Is it going to be through lives on YouTube? Is it going to be through collaborations with other authors? And I would say, if it's a season that's really super crazy, like Christmas, that's the perfect time to collaborate. So think of this like building a mini campaign around your message. It's not a full-on launch, but a lot of the principles are the same, but it is a tight, thoughtful burst of relevance.
And I do think, Sara, as you mentioned, collaboration is key. Like it's so much easier when we work with someone else because we can use each other's gifts and each other's products and each other's messages to really foster those relationships with our readers. And you pretty much double your reach when you collaborate with someone. So as Sara just shared with us, the questions that would lead us to building the campaign, the second thing we want to do is we want to really build that framework. And so how are we going to actually produce it? Once we answer the questions of what we're doing, now we need to figure out how. And so we want to think through, number 1, the lead in content. So how are we going to start? Are we going to start with this blog post or a short video? Maybe you're a podcaster, so you can use an episode that will launch it, an email to set the stage. But in that particular way that you're sharing it, tell a story that ties to your book, to that moment where you see this come alive. It could be a personal story. It could be biblically based. It could be funny. It could be nostalgic. So it should just connect with your reader, your audience emotionally. And then you want a connection point. So you want to ask them a question or invite your audience to respond to it, because this way you're going to get interaction. You're going to know who's participating and what felt need you're meeting of the people. So maybe you could say something like, what's one way you're finding peace this holiday season? Or if it was still the holiday season, like, what tradition would you like to bring back? Ask something that's like non-vulnerable so they can just answer it on social media, but it may cause deeper connection. And this type of engagement, when you have people responding, it's going to drive visibility to your post. It's going to make it easier for your audience to talk back, and you're going to see a little bit more exposure. And then you have your offer. So this is where you sweeten the deal. It doesn't have to be a discount, though it can be. But you can try like signed copies, a free shipping, a free devotional or bonus resource. That's where you have your lead magnet. That's something they really, really want. A book or a gift bundle like Dell's doing, or even a donation match. Maybe you have a themed giveaway during a holiday season and you're going to connect with a charity, so you could have the proceeds go to a charity. And then the next step, always ask for a next step. You want to ask them to do something. Always, always, always. So you could join your email list, leave a review. Perhaps you want them to tag a friend so you get more exposure. Share your post or your story on their own socials. So you're not just increasing sales, you're actually increasing the momentum of the campaign.
Yeah, that's so good. Remember, y'all, themed doesn't mean complicated. All right. It can be as simple as like a 5-day fall encouragement. So this coming fall, just a 5-day fall encouragement. You can do it on email or social media series or both. And just share a short story from your book. And divide it up into 5 different days and a simple reflection with it, with a fall themed image. Another idea is, and this, I've seen this a number of times, so you might want to be a little more creative, but it just, but it still works because people do this, is a holiday survival kit. Who doesn't need a survival kit? So if you're going to do it, make yours unique and special. It include a sample chapter, a Spotify or YouTube playlist, and a printable prayer that they can print out. And how about this? How about a gratitude tree? It's tied to your message. Yeah. Like near Thanksgiving. I mean, we could do that any time of year because we need to be reminded, because it seems like in the beginning of November, I start to see, okay, 28 days of thankfulness. And that's a great thing. But if that's the only time you're thankful, and we need to do that year round. So you don't have to wait till November to have a gratitude tree. Make it available as a free download in exchange for an email address. So there you go. Email list growth plus impact, right? Ideal right there.
I love that. And I know that I do that with my babies every Thanksgiving season, is that gratitude tree. So that's another thing, is you can key into a specific audience that might be more in line with wanting to do that with their family together. The other thing I would say is, don't fall asleep if you have a Facebook group that you show up to all the time. You can run a short seasonal challenge or maybe even a mini devotional. You build both community and visibility. And this is all about broadening our reach, broadening our impact, and broadening our visibility in a place that is often overstimulating and very, very loud.
Yeah, good. Okay, so we're at the last step, and that is should I review? I know Sara usually does our review, so let's see, maybe our little Heather in the chat will help me out here with part 1. There we go. Part 1. So why seasonal campaigns work. So review that. What kind of seasonal campaign can you tap into? How to find your thematic angle. And then number 3, build a campaign around a theme. And number 4 is the best of all, plan ahead and pace yourself. Okay, I'm just going to say, when I plan ahead, it takes me like 25% of the time that it does when I do something that is not planned. I can sit down and I can do a week's worth of social media posts or even a month's worth of social media posts in a very short amount of time. But if I do it daily, it's almost like it takes me like 5 times longer to do one post because I'm not in the rhythm. I forget what I've done. And so I have to go back. So plan ahead. It'll be very efficient. And there are so many ways to schedule out what you want to do, whether it's an email, a blog on your website, on your social medias, even having like certain piles, like these letters are going to go out to certain stores or to certain organizations. Plan ahead and pace yourself. So if we're not, these ideas are amazing, but if we're scrambling at the last minute, we will just feel once again overwhelmed. So we have a rule. Plan your campaigns at least 4 to 6 weeks out whenever possible. And you know what? When you plan out, it also makes your content better because you're not trying to rush. So you can map out your year, and you don't have to do like every day. You can just map out with like 3 to 6 really anchor moments during the year. Like I'm going to do one every 4 months, or I'm going to do 2 a year, one in the winter and one in the summer. Whatever it is, but you can pick different things. Like in January, you could do a New Year's reset. In April, there's that idea with spring and hope and coming to life and Easter. August with back to school, and November again with that gratitude campaign. It's December, Advent. I love Advent. I always love to create stuff at Advent time, Christmas time. And then the end of the year wrap up, really that new beginning, what's going to reset your audience.
So good. As you were talking, it brought to mind one of my most favorite people, Bob Hostetler, very early on in my journey, told me that, you just because you post daily doesn't mean you have to create daily, and that a content bank is really the way that you anticipate those seasons where the unexpected happens. Maybe you get sick or a loved one passes away. Those moments will come. There is no doubt that you're going to go through seasons that you're not going to be able to show up consistently. And so having that content bank takes the guesswork out of it, and it decreases your stress tremendously when you go through those seasons that are just hard. And the last thing that you want to do is create content. So when an idea hits, jot it down. When you have some free time and you're like, hey, Canva sounds fun. I know for me, and I also know for Miss Carol, both of us, like, it's fun. It's the creative part of a job that is very, very normally caught in that left side of the brain. And so it's kind of fun for us. So maybe that's the case, or maybe you just know you need to get it done. When an idea hits, jot it down. Keep a notebook pad by your bed. Whatever helps you remember when you're inspired. And when the season comes back around again, let's say if it's ideas for a Christmas campaign, you are going to be ready no matter what comes in life.
Yeah. And you know what, with that, Sara, I think so, we all have, if we've been posting on social media for any length of time, we have memories, right? Mm-hmm. And you know what happens with my memories, because I've been posting daily for 15 years now, is I have these like things that I've written and things that have happened to me. And I have been every day when I remember going in and looking at my memories. And if I have something, I actually copy and paste it into my notes on my phone. And then when I need something, I go back and I look at it, and I can post it if it hasn't been for a while. But also you can take something and tweak it with just a simple opener or closer, and it changes the whole like time frame of when you could post that. You can take a Christmas post that was God with us, Emmanuel, and maybe in August when it's National Grievers Month or whatever that was called, you could say God is with you in your grief. And you could just simply change a few words to change it from Christmas to someone who is perhaps living in the middle of their grief. So don't think you have to recreate take that content. I mean, if you think about it, y'all, you all, and I'm not from Texas, you have, if you're like me, you have folders on your computer that are filled with things that you have written, articles for your church, blogs for certain, workshops you've done, or for conferences, have studies that you've written and devotionals that you've written, and just all kinds of things. Don't reinvent the wheel. Go in there, pull it out, and figure out how you can reuse your content so that you can create a campaign without having to do so much work.
Yeah.
Repurpose.
That's
Keep
it.
that on a scroll. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Those are some pro tips there for y'all. All right. So,
and that's free. We didn't even have that in our notes. Like that's a free thing for y'all.
We talked about lots of not in our notes. So I mentioned it earlier about having this list, this calendar list. I spent quite a bit of time this week compiling a holiday and awareness and fun day list that I put in our Book Marketing Pro Academy Facebook group. So it's in there for our members. And also that that seasonal campaign planner template for you. And so if you're not in Book Marketing Pro Academy, these are things that are just extras for our members that really help you to move the needle and just to be creative. And so if you're not in our group and you're not ready yet to be in Book Marketing Pro Academy, but you still implement these are some phenomenal strategies, creative strategies. So to just take 30 minutes, grab a blank calendar and plug in a few ideas, plan it out. As Carol was saying, just plan ahead and plan it out. Keep that content bank. Dig into your past files of writings and your book that you have out. You have gold in your book already that you can just take excerpts and you can create some really amazing content with that.
Mm-hmm. So I get well, yes, it will. And I'll thank you too. So let's wrap this up with one really super practical challenge, because we love those practical next steps here, not only at Book Marketing Pro Academy, but also at Redemption Press. It's just kind of our heartbeat. What's the next baby step you can take? We want you to pick just one holiday or theme and something that already matters to your readers, that keys into your message, and ask yourself, how can my book speak into this particular moment? You do not need a full-blown campaign. If your blood pressure is rising, bring it back down. This is just a mini. This is not a huge, giant thing. You are actually working smarter, not harder, by using a thematic campaign. So just remember that as that anxiety starts to build. Choose one meaningful moment and build a mini campaign around it. We've said it before, but here's the structure again: simple and strategic. Content, connection, and presenting an offer. So content, connection, presenting an offer. Create a thoughtful piece of content that ties to the season or the theme that you are using. Invite connection with a question or a challenge, and give an offer that feels timely and helpful. That is the recipe for success. Keep it simple, keep it focused, and most importantly, keep it relevant.
And just remember, seasonal doesn't mean that it's shallow. When you align your message with the moments that people, as we said in the beginning, are already thinking about, you're not adding to the noise of the season, you're actually offering them meaning. So done well, these kind of campaigns don't just increase your sales, but they're going to deepen the trust that your reader has for you. They show your readers that your message is for them, for now, and for what they're walking through. So you don't have to hustle. You don't have to hustle harder. You just have to show up more strategically, because that is where the fruit is.
That's so good. I love what you said, Carol, when you said you're not adding to the noise, you're offering meaning. That's so good. So this really is not about jumping on trends. It's just showing up on purpose and with intention. So here's our encouragement to you today. Don't wait for the perfect time. Pick a meaningful time. All right. Your book has a message, and your message matters. Your readers are already looking for encouragement, insight, and hope, especially in certain seasons. So when you show up with intention and relevance, your words will carry even more weight. And when you're authentic about it, be authentic. If you want help building your next seasonal campaign, whether it's Christmas, New Year, Easter, Talk Like a Pirate Day, something totally outside of the box, come join us at Book Marketing Pro Academy, because we do have fun in there, and we're there for you. It's an amazing community. And we have live group coaching a couple times a month, and a myriad of other things as well as a lot of additional training. So we can help you put together this seasonal campaign. And again, it's a mini campaign. I mean, you can do a huge campaign if you want to, like plan that out and really leverage it. So that is a strategy to do. But we're talking more of just leveraging these days and these awareness days and just showing up real and authentic during that time frame. And it will be very meaningful to those who know you and those who are just now stumbling across you. So here's the thing with Book Marketing Pro Academy. We learned today that our website has not been functioning properly for the last, I think, almost 3 weeks. And so the link to join is not working. So we have a team that's working on that right now. But if you want to be notified when it is back up and running, send us an email at info@redemption-press.com. All right. And we'll make sure that we let you know when it's up and running, or you can just keep checking back. But we'd love to just keep you in the loop on it. Okay. So y'all, this was fun. Sarah, Carol, this was a blast.
Fun unfiltered.
This was
fun unfiltered.
This was fun filtered. Yes. Unfiltered. We put the F in unfiltered. So is that, can I say that? It is fun filtered.
You just did.
I did. It is. See, we really do have fun. We bring truth, strategy, and encouragement to help you keep showing up and selling more books the right way without the overwhelm. So thank you all for joining us. And Carol, and I almost said Athena. Carol and Sarah.
I can be Athena. I can be whoever you want me to be. But as long as I say, I'm telling you, Carol, I'm going to show up on your page when Nehemiah, I'm going to be in a fall.
And Nehemiah like me. I don't know. I have to figure it out. I know the words of the real song. I don't know the words of the one I'm making up.
This is where the fun comes, but perhaps we should filter it.
All right. Can I remind everyone that's watching that is in our community, because tomorrow morning, which is Friday, and this is
Saturday.
Today's Friday. I don't even know. Tomorrow's Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. We are going to have our coaching session, and I put in our Facebook group 3 different posts that are going to help you talk about actually what we talked about last time on our webinar, and really walk you through those steps to recognize, like, how am I going to sell my books? Why is my book not selling? We're going to really discover that and then help you take the next step to doing that. And it might just be a campaign. You never know.
Yes. And so since you brought it up, Carol, so if you want to join Book Marketing Pro Academy and you see this and watch this before tomorrow morning, send an email to that info@redemption-press.com and we will get you in. I will manually add you and get you processed into Book Marketing Pro Academy. So there you go. All right. Thank you all. God bless you. Till next time.
Bye-bye.